Hi guys, welcome to 𝐻𝐵𝐻𝐿𝐴 Tarot. So this topic was left as a suggestion in the comments of my previous video and I'm happy to oblige. So if you are interested in any particular topic, make sure to drop it in the comments of this video, and then of course you'll have to make sure that you are subscribed and that you have your notifications turned on so that you're not randomly reminded of me 2 months later and you sit there and think to yourself, she fell back on her words, because I don't do that. So anyway, in this video, I will be asking 3 things. First, I'm going to find out how exactly is this meeting taking place. Like, are you guys just walking into each other one fine day, or is this going to be one of those things that you plan in advance? And if it's the latter, then who's going to initiate that? Are they asking you out? Are you asking them out? What's happening? The second thing I'm going to ask is, how will this meeting unfold, of course. And then the third thing that I will ask is, how will they feel afterwards? I was conflicted whether to ask how will they feel during, but I feel like I'm going to cover that in the second question itself. So without further ado, these are your options on your screens right now. So you can pause the video over here, meditate on all your options, pick whichever one calls out to you the most. You will find the timestamps in the pinned comment and the description box. So make your choice and let's get started. Hello group 1, welcome to your reading. So I've already broken down in the intro what I will be covering in today's reading. I just wanted to pause over here for a second real quick and ask you to leave your suggestions for any topic you'd like me to cover in the comments once you're done watching. And then of course subscribe and turn your notifications on, or just turn your notifications on if you are an angel and you've already subscribed. So let's begin. Spirit, how will group 1 meet the person on their mind the next time? We have the King of Wands. How will group 1 meet the person on their mind the next time? 3 of Swords. How will group 1 meet the person on their mind the next time? And the 2 of Swords. I don't think this is one of those meetings where you're just randomly bumping into each other. With King of Wands being the first card over here, it very much feels like a situation where they are reaching out and they are asking you to meet them. Now, here's the thing. With the 3 of Swords over here and the 2 of Swords, I feel like they will reach out to you in a moment of vulnerability. Because with the 3 of Swords over here, they might be going through something. At the bottom of the deck also at this time, we have the 5 of Cups. So they're not in a good space emotionally. I mean, they won't be in a good space emotionally whenever this is taking place. And the 2 of Swords over here tells me that this is not a move that they'll be making with a lot of conviction, that no, I must meet group 1. This feels more like those situations where, because they're feeling horrible and they're not feeling good and they're confused whether they even are within their rights to call you up and ask you to meet or not. But eventually, of course, we see them doing that over here with the King of Wands. There is another reason, of course, with the 2 of Swords and the 3 of Swords, why they would be a little hesitant before actually reaching out to you. And I feel it's because when things went sour in this connection, or like whatever state it is in right now, and obviously it's not in a very good state because you're sitting over here watching the next time they see you, they could have been like, I feel like single-handedly it was them who in the first place brought your connection to this point where it is right now, where things are not grand. And they're very well aware of how it must have made you feel, how it must have saddened you. And that might also create this doubt in their mind whether they should reach out to you or not. But like I said, eventually they will. So the next thing that I'm going to ask is, when is this going to happen? Spirit, when is the next time that group 1 will see the person on their mind? When is this meeting going to happen? We have the Magician. We have the Star. When is group 1 going to meet this person again, Spirit? Any timing, please? And we have Justice. So yeah, for sure, with the energy of the Magician, this seems to be very much orchestrated by them, which we'd already figured out. They're the one asking you. Timing wise, if you're watching this video in May of 2026, when I am uploading this, I feel like this meeting might happen between October/November of 2026 till February or March of 2027. So in that window, I feel like this is going to happen. And if you are watching this after some time has passed, then basically look out for Libra season and look out for Aquarius season whenever you're watching this. Okay, now the next thing that I'm going to ask is, how will this meeting go? What's going to happen the next time that they see you? Spirit, what will happen the next time the person in group 1's mind sees them? We have that 5 of Cups come out in your reading now, finally. What will happen when the person on group 1's mind sees them the next time? We have 7 of Pentacles. What will happen the next time the person on group 1's mind sees them? We have the Ace of Swords. When this meeting is actually taking place, here's the thing. They might be a chatty Cathy that day, but I feel their eyes and their body language will be telling you a very different story. I'm also hearing venting. So when they do start talking, I feel like eventually it'll reach a point where they're just venting about everything that has been happening in their life, mostly the things that are going horribly wrong or just very, very different from their expectations. And with the energy of the 7 of Pentacles being present over here, like if you just look at these two people, the character in the 5 of Cups and then the character in the 7 of Pentacles, so you are going to be the patient listener and they will be the one who's just sharing things with you left, right and center. The Ace of Swords over here tells me that this is very new, because I feel like in the past when you guys would meet more regularly or were closer, whatever the case was, even then I don't think they'd ever displayed this level of vulnerability with you. I don't think they'd ever shared so much with you, which is why with the 7 of Pentacles being present over here, I feel like it's going to take you some time to just soak it in and to come to terms with this realization that, oh my gosh, like he's finally, or they're finally opening up to me. It might come as a surprise to you. Though, with the 5 of Cups over here, and there are 2 cups at the back that this person is not paying attention to. And the message that I just heard, group 1, was that during this meeting, if you are expecting that they're going to address the elephant in the room and that they're going to talk about you guys as well, I do not see that happening. It seems to be more focused on them. They would mostly be talking about them and their life and everything that happened in their life ever since you guys went your separate ways, or well, they forced you to go your separate way, or whatever it was. But the bottom of the deck right now is the Knight of Swords. So I have a feeling that even if you try to bring up your topic more specifically with this person, they might dodge it. And they might somehow try to bring the conversation back to them and to everything that's going on in their life. Maybe group 1, you are a very good listener. Maybe you're the Agni aunt of your group. Maybe you're an empath. Maybe you're someone whom people in general find it very easy to open up to. And they're very well aware of it. Which is why when they are in that emotional space where they're not feeling good, they reach out to you. Because they know that if anybody can listen to them and understand their pain, it's you. What I personally do not like about this, though, again, like I said, is the fact that they're not talking about The both of you. They're only talking about themselves. Also, with the energy of Seven of Pentacles over here with the Ace of Swords, I feel like this meeting is most likely going to take place somewhere where you haven't been to in a really long time, but a place that you used to frequent a lot with this person. So for instance, let's say that there's a diner or a cafe that both of you used to go to very regularly, but then ever since things went south between you guys, you haven't been to that place or that city or whatever it is in a really long time. That is precisely where they're going to ask you to come. At the bottom, like behind the Knight of Swords, was the Queen of Swords. What this tells me is that as they are unloading all of this on you and they're just telling you all of these things, once or twice, like I said, you might try to steer the conversation in a different direction, direct it to your connection. But when you see them not engaging with it, with the Queen of Swords over here, I don't see you pushing it. Like after that, I see you kind of making peace with it, that it's pointless. What was I thinking? I actually do want to pull out a card real quick and ask, how would you feel during this meeting? Spirit, how would group 1 feel during this meeting the next time they see the person on their mind? Oh, we have the Two of Cups over here. And how will the person on group 1's mind be feeling the next time they see group 1? We have the Eight of Swords. I think the person on your mind, at least in this meeting, will be very oblivious to how you are feeling and how it might have taken you a lot of courage to show up. Maybe you did not want to see them again, or maybe you had made your peace with the whole thing. The Two of Cups over here tells me, and see, this is interesting because earlier we had the Queen of Swords for you and now we have the Two of Cups. So there are all of these emotions bubbling up in you while they're speaking to you, while you're sitting so close to them. But you're not expressing any of that. You're not letting it come on your face. You're sitting there with a stone cold expression, blankly just listening to them. But in your heart, nostalgia, all of those past emotions, any unfulfilled hopes and dreams you had regarding this connection, I do see all of those feelings getting stirred up again. Them, on the other hand, with the energy of the Eight of Swords over here, like I said, very oblivious to how you might be feeling, and this is what's interesting. The Eight of Swords over here tells me that most of the problems that they would be telling you about, and since you're sitting in that analytical energy of the Queen of Swords, as they're telling you what's up with them, what's bothering them, simultaneously your head will be processing that it definitely sounds like a him problem, like it sounds like a you problem. How is this person not seeing that had they done A differently, this wouldn't have happened? Had they said XYZ instead of whatever it is that they ended up doing, they wouldn't have found themselves in this situation to begin with. So you will very clearly be able to see exactly where it is that they are going wrong, because of which they're finding themselves in those sticky situations. But again, like I said, I don't see you emoting or expressing any of that. Okay, now let's see, after this meeting is over, how will the person on your mind feel? Spirit, how will the person on group 1's mind feel afterwards, after this meeting is over? We have the Five of Pentacles. How will the person on group 1's mind feel after this meeting is over? Nine of Pentacles. How will the person on group 1's mind feel after this meeting is over? Seven of Swords. Can you clarify the Seven of Swords, please? And the Nine of Wands, clarifying the Seven of Swords. So interestingly, with the Five of Pentacles over here, the reason why they reached out to you and the reason why they wanted to see you, what they were hoping to get out of it, you will not be giving it to them. And that was basically warmth, empathy. You lend them your ear, yes, but they might have expected more than that. They might have expected some coddling. They might have expected some, sympathy, make up sex or whatever, and you will not be giving them any of it. The Five of Pentacles over here is still very much being left out in the cold kind of an energy. So once the meeting is over and they're back home, they will pause and think to themselves, especially with the Nine of Pentacles being present over here, that okay, this did not turn out the way that I had hoped it would. I was hoping that after listening to whatever it is that I'm going through, Group 1 will embrace me, love me, tell me everything's going to be okay, and they did no such thing. And with the energy of the Nine of Pentacles over here, this individual is going to come to the conclusion that you want nothing to do with them. All right? Because this is an independent energy. This is not screaming, like, let's get back together. And this is your energy. This is how they are perceiving you. And it is all a result of how you would be behaving during that interaction. And this is where they will try to understand why that is, because the Seven of Swords over here, clarified by the Nine of Wands, tells me that this person, Group 1, might have treated you horribly when you guys were together. In fact, some of them might have legit cheated on you. They could have lied to you. They could have kept their options open. Even if it wasn't necessarily a third party situation, in some way or another, this person kept things from you, and that really, really terribly hurt you. Worse still, even in that meeting, they're not ready to talk about it. They're not ready to address it. And therefore, with the Nine of Wands being present over here, it'll be plenty clear to them after that meeting that the damage that they've done is irreparable, that there is nothing that they can say or do to try to fix the situation, and because of whatever it is that they did to you in the past, you do not seem to be in the mood to take them back in. And the thing is that they're realizing all of this afterwards, because during the meeting, like I said, they're just busy yapping about themselves. Maybe this is something that they used to do even when you guys were together. Even when you guys were together, maybe as a partner, they used to be very selfish and very self-obsessed and just focused inward and never really attentive to your needs, your wants, your feelings. And unfortunately, that problem still stays. I'm not seeing any evolution or any change in them like that. Alright, Group 1. So these are all the messages that I have for you. Like I said, you can let me know down your suggestions for future readings in the comments. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to do that. You can check out my Instagram for more readings, Patreon for exclusive readings. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, you will find that link as well in the description box. I will see you next time. Bye. Hello Group 2, welcome to your reading. So let's find out about the next time that the person on your mind sees you. So this was a suggestion left on my previous video. If there's anything that you would like to see a reading on, make sure to comment it down below so that I can make a video on it. And also make sure that you have subscribed and turned on your notifications so that you know when I've done that. So let's start. The first thing that I will be asking is, how exactly are you guys meeting? Okay, so how will this meeting happen? The next time Group 2 sees the person on their mind, how is that unfolding? Is it planned? We have the Knight of Swords. Are they just going to bump into each other? How is it that Group 2 will see the person on their mind the next time? We have the Hermit. How will Group 2 be meeting the person on their mind the next time? And we have the Ace of Wands. Is the Knight of Swords Group 2 or the person on their mind? The Knight of Swords clarified by the King of Pentacles. So you guys are basically going to run into each other. And the interesting thing over here, Group 2, is that you won't even notice them. With the energy of the Hermit and the Knight of Swords, firstly, this seems to be a situation or a location which is very busy. There are tons of people around. However, it might be a place that is of a lot of interest to you, because sitting in the energy of the Hermit, you seem very, very lost doing whatever it is that you're doing. It might be one of those cafe/bookstores where you're super busy browsing through books or reading something, and so you do not notice them. It might, I'm just giving examples, it might be a shopping mall where you are busy doing your thing, and so of course there are so many other people around, you're not pausing to look at everybody else. or some other place, basically a public place that you like, that you're doing some activity that you're lost in, and this person is going to notice you. And with the Ace of Wands being present over here, coming towards the Hermit, they will stop by and say hi, and that is how you have your next meeting. Very, very interesting. And now I'm going to ask, when exactly is this going to happen? When are you guys going to run into each other? For some of you, they don't live where you live anymore, and the Knight of Swords over here tells me that they might be on a holiday when they run into you. They might be in town for a few days when they run into you. Spirit, when will Group 2 be seeing the person on their mind the next time? When is this run-in going to happen? We have the Six of Swords over here. So for some of you, it might quite literally happen in June this year itself. And for the rest of you, it can be anywhere between 6 weeks to 6 months from whenever you are watching this video. But yeah, it does not seem like a pre-planned thing. It is more of a running into each other thing. So next, let's find out how will that whole interaction go. Spirit, the next time Group 2 sees the person on their mind, how will it go? We have the Moon. The next time the person on Group 2's mind sees them, how will it go? Ace of Pentacles. Next time the person on Group 2's mind sees them, how will it go? Five of Wands. Okay, crazy. I'm going to clarify this. Let's clarify the Five of Wands. Five of Wands clarified by strength. So, firstly, with the energy of the Moon over here and the Ace of Pentacles, this person will compliment you left, right, and center. Even if you feel like, when I literally just put on the first thing that I saw, but they will think that you look really, really, really good, really pretty, and they are going to compliment you. They're going to shower you with compliments, actually, is what I'm hearing. And then it gets interesting. We have the Ace of Pentacles directly leading to the Five of Wands clarified by strength. This person is going to ask you out the next time that they see you. And it does not seem to sit well with you, because bottom of the deck over here is the Knight of Swords. Earlier we had it's the King of Swords. Earlier we had the King of Pentacles and then strength. The reason why it's not going to sit too well with you is because you do not like the fact that they talk to you or they ask you out when they want to, and then very conveniently they stop talking to you when they want to. So basically, the fact that it seems like they are controlling the situation, or that the reins of this connection, so to speak, it's in their hands, it is not something that you will like. And that is what might lead to a mini argument over here. It's not a full-blown argument. It's more of a passive, like backhanded things being said, that kind of an interaction over here. You'll get triggered is what I'm being told, Group 2. And what's going to trigger you is this person's audacity. With the Ace of Pentacles being present over here, I'm not sure whether you are with anybody else right now or not, or whether they are with anybody else right now or not. Even if they are, even if you are, the fact that they think that they can just show up, shower you in compliments, and then ask you out, that is triggering you. In fact, I'm hearing core wound. All right, and we have strength over here. So this tells me that when you guys were together, Group 2, or when you were closer together, like however it is that this connection was in your case, even then this person could have been very controlling, and even then it was something that you did not like at all, and even then it was their controlling nature that could have led to a lot of arguments between you guys. Maybe you will be meeting each other after exactly a year since you last spoke or since you last met. And it's quite possible, with the Moon especially, that you would have hoped somewhere that in this span of 12 months there would have been some improvement, some emotional maturity, some change in this person. But when they show up and then very smoothly they try to, like, get back in your life and compliment you and ask you out on all of these things, it's going to trigger those wounds, and that is why you will snap. Now I'm going to ask, how will you feel during that interaction and how will they feel? Spirit, how will group 2 feel during their interaction with the person on group 2's mind, during the next interaction with the person on group 2's mind? 4 of Swords. How will the person on group 2's mind feel during this interaction? Temperance. With the energy of the 4 of Swords being present over here, group 2, I'm being told that you have put in a lot of time, energy, effort into your healing. You have put a lot of time in accepting the fact that maybe you misjudged this person, maybe they're not who you thought they would be, and maybe they're not the best person for you, or whatever else, whatever other conclusion it is that you arrived at while you are healing yourself. And the 4 of Swords over here is a very passive energy, which was actually quite clear from the beginning because the Hermit came out for you. So you're so busy now, living in your own bubble, doing your own things, finding joy in your day-to-day life, that you did not even notice them, right? They are the one who's going to come up and say hi to you. So you feeling this 4 of Swords energy, other than of course the fact that their audacity triggers you, you're not feeling anything else. It's not that your heart comes to your mouth when you see them, or your heart skips a beat when you see them, or you go weak in the knees when you see them. None of that's going to happen. This is a very, very, I am fully in control of my emotions kind of an energy. This person does not have that kind of an effect on me anymore kind of an energy. Meanwhile, their feelings over here with the Temperance card, I think that the whole reason why they would come and say hi to begin with is because they were hoping to restore things between you guys, to reconcile with you, to get things flowing again between you guys. And even when that kind of an argument is happening between you guys, even then they will try to control the situation from their end, because with Temperance over here, they're still hoping that you would be willing to give them a second chance, that you will hear them out, and that you will not create a whole scene. And it's not like they did anything super criminal by asking you out, so what is all the fuss about? So I'm hearing calm and calculated. They know what they're doing. They also know that there is a risk that it might trigger you. And I think that is why I was hearing that word audacity to begin with. So their feelings seem to be very, I would say, more along the lines of confident than hopeful, that I'm confident that I can, charm my way back into group 2's life. Unfortunately for them, with the energy of the 4 of Swords over here, group 2 has run out of fucks to give. So now let us see, how will this person feel after the interaction is over? Spirit, how will the person on group 2's mind feel after this meeting? We have the Sun. How will the person on group 2's mind feel after this meeting? The Hierophant. How will the person on group 2's mind feel after this meeting? And we have the King of Swords. First of all, they might act like, oh, fine, it's okay, but they will be pissed off. All right, they will be, because I do not think that they were expecting this. So they will make sure that you cannot see that this has irritated them. The fact that it did not take the turn that they were expecting it would. So anyway, the reason why I rolled my eyes was because when the cards flew out, I heard that their respect for you is going to increase after this meeting, because you refuse to take them back. And that's why I rolled my eyes, because what the hell, why why aren't they respectful of you to begin with, right? With the energy of the Hierophant being present over here with the King of Swords, and again, this is devoid of any emotions. I do not see them ruminating on this for too long after the meeting is over. It seems more along the lines of, well, I guess this is it then. Fine, I'll just have to accept what Group 2 wants. I thought they'd take me back, but okay, well, I guess they've made up their mind and there's nothing that I can do about it. Might as well accept it. It is what it is, kind of an energy. That is where they seem to be leaning. That is what they seem to be leaning towards after the interaction. And with King of Swords being the closing card over here, I don't think they'll make any effort after this to come after you. I don't see them asking you out again, because with the energy of the Hierophant, you will make it plenty clear to them that if there has not been any growth in them, if there has not been any change in them, and if they are still that controlling, obnoxious person, you do not want anything to do with them anymore. And so they basically seem to be making their peace with it. Although the energy of the Sun over here tells me that even after the meeting, and especially because we have the Page of Swords at the bottom of the deck, they might ask around about you. They might ask around if you are seeing someone. Who is that person? Do you seem happy these days? Things like that. So the fact that you reject them is what's going to pique their interest in you, but it seems very momentary. Like I said, I don't see them thinking about it for too long. It's more like, okay, fine, Group 2 can go their way and I'll just go my way, because I guess that's all there's left to do now. So I see that happening. Alrighty, Group 2, so these are all the messages that I have for you. If there's any other topic you'd like me to cover, like I said, you can drop it down in the comments. If you want to book a personal reading with me, if you want to check out more readings by me on Instagram, if you want to check out exclusive readings by me on Patreon, you will find out all those links in the description box. I will see you next time. Bye. Hello Group 3, welcome to your reading. So this topic had been suggested by someone in the comments of my previous video. If there is a topic that you would like to see a reading on, you can drop it down in the comments, and then make sure that you are subscribed and you have turned on your notifications so that you get notified when I make a video on the topic of your choice. So let's start today's reading. The first thing that we will be finding out is how exactly is this person going to see you the next time. Are you guys running into each other? Is this a planned meeting? What's up? What's happening? So let's go Group 3. How will Group 3 be meeting the person on the mind the next time? We have the Page of Pentacles. How will Group 3 be meeting the person on the mind the next time? 10 of Swords. How will Group 3 be meeting the person on their mind the next time? And we have the 4 of Pentacles. This is very, very, very interesting. At the bottom of the deck, we have the 2 of Pentacles. So yeah, not surprised. Listen. First of all, they are reaching out to you, all right, and they are asking you if you are interested in meeting them. The minute you get that message, or the minute you get that call or that email, or whatever the channel of communication is these days between you guys, immediately it's going to put you in a state of confusion to go or not to go, to meet or not to meet. With the 10 of Swords being present over here, this has not been an easy connection for you, Group 3. In fact, the 10 of Swords over here tells me that it might have taken you a massive amount of time to even make peace with whatever it is that happened between you guys. Like, it could have taken you years to transition from a place of I wish all bad things on that person to a place of I don't really care about them anymore. Alright, it took you years to reach that one morning where you woke up and it did not matter to you anymore. So, sleepless nights, lots of crying, lots of pain, lots of hurt over here, which is why I said that there are very clearly 2 subgroups over here. You will be confused about what you should or shouldn't be doing. a lot of you will choose not to go and meet this person. In fact, a lot of you might choose not to respond altogether to this person when they reach out. Some of you, though, of course, will agree and will go, even though it will not be an easy decision for you with the Two of Pentacles. If you know already that you belong to the subgroup where you'll either not respond to their message at all or you will simply not go to meet them, you can click off. But if you have a feeling that maybe when the time comes you will eventually agree to meet them, then of course you can keep watching. So let's find out now, when is this meeting going to take place? Spirit, when will group 3 meet the person on their mind the next time? When is this meeting taking place? We have the 8 of Pentacles over here. So for some of you, it might be the August of this year itself. If not, then it might simply be within 8 months of whenever you come across this video. Alright? Bottom of the deck over here is the Page of Wands. I'll tell you one interesting thing, because it's a message that I'm getting. We have the King of Cups over here and the Page of Wands. When you both were together, or when you both used to hang out more often together, maybe they left all these things on you. That, like you decide where do we have to go, and you decide what should we do, and basically you were in charge of the whole thing. For this particular meeting though, I feel like they'll just ask you over here with the 8 of Pentacles to sit back, and that they'll figure out everything, where are you meeting and timing and everything, and you just have to show up. That's all you have to do. Okay, let's see how is that next meeting going to unfold then. The next time they see you, what's going to happen? Spirit, what will happen when the person on group 3's mind sees them the next time? We have the 8 of Wands. What happened when the person on group 3's mind will see them the next time? 3 of Cups. What will happen when the person on group 3's mind will see them the next time? And we have the 10 of Wands. Okay, so here's the thing. I don't think that it'll just be the two of you. The 8 of Wands over here with the 3 of Cups tells me that they might have called other people also, and it's very deliberate. And the reason why it's so deliberate is because we have the 10 of Wands over here. There is a lot of, I won't even call this baggage, it just seems like a lot of guilt, a lot of repressed feelings, a lot of I could have said this, I could have done that kind of thoughts and emotions that this person is carrying. Alright, and it is highly likely over here that they do not want to talk about it. So yes, they are reaching out to you, yes, they're asking you to meet them, but they're purposely not just asking you to meet them, they are inviting other people as well, because then what's happening basically with the 8 of Wands and the 3 of Cups is that there seems to be a lot of merrymaking that's happening. There are other people also whom you know. So these are mutual connections basically, and everybody gets very invested in talking. How are you? What have you been up to? What's up these days? And things like that. So lots of wine is flowing, lots of conversation is happening. But the 10 of Wands over here tells me that if you were hoping for some one-on-one time with them, if you wanted to get something off your chest and things like that, I don't see that happening. And I don't think they wanted it to happen, which is why they were very smart with inviting other people as well. However, let's find out next, how will you be feeling during that interaction, and how will they be feeling during that interaction? Spirit, how will group 3 feel the next time they see the person on their mind? We have the Emperor. How will the person on group 3's mind feel the next time they see group 3? We have Judgment. Does your nose get itchy when you're channeling? It always happens with me, like always. Bottom of the deck over here is the Ace of Cups. Their feelings for you never died. I don't know what went wrong between you guys, but with the Page of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords, it seems like something that happened many moons ago, maybe when you guys were quite young, or I don't know. I mean, it's a general reading, so whatever it is that happened for you, but for a lot of you, this is what I'm getting, that this happened a while back, and for whatever reason they did not choose to pursue you or this connection. Then the feelings never died. And so interestingly, with the energy of Judgment over here and bottom of the deck being the Ace of Cups, when they see you the next time, group 3, all of those repressed emotions will come bubbling up. Yes, they might not, like exclusively take you in one corner and talk to you for hours on end, but the minute they see you standing right in front of them, all of those emotions will come back to the surface. All those feelings that never left, all those dreams maybe that they had about the kind of future they wanted with you, any conversations you guys might have had, all of those things will come bubbling up. They will not talk about it because we have the Ten of Wands. And see, this is what's interesting. The Page is now the Emperor, but this habit hasn't left. Even then, they used to repress their thoughts, emotions, feelings, wouldn't really communicate with you properly. The same thing's going to happen now as well. All of those feelings come rushing back. I'm hearing pangs of separation, so it is deep, But even now, they're choosing not to say anything to you. Your feelings, on the other hand, are showing up as the Emperor. So it'll be very controlled on your end. The Emperor's energy over here is not necessarily very emotional. When they reach out to you the first time, yes, there might be, this instant feeling of hesitation. What do I do? Do I go or not? However, the Ten of Swords and the Emperor over here tells me that you've healed so much. Maybe you haven't fully healed, but you've basically worked on yourself and on this connection and made peace with so many factors that by the time this meeting takes place, when you see them in front of you, I do not see you losing your composure. I do not see any nostalgia kicking in for you. I do not see you getting teary-eyed, nothing of that sort. You, like I said, you'll stay very much in control. I don't see your voice breaking. I do not see you getting emotional, nothing like that. They are, in fact, on the contrary, getting very emotional, except that they're not expressing it. So now to close your reading, I will ask about how will they feel after this interaction. How will the person on group 3's mind feel after this meeting is over, Spirit? Queen of Swords. How will the person on group 3's mind feel after this meeting is over? The Fool. How will the person on group 3's mind feel after this feeling is over? How will the person on group 3's mind feel after this meeting is over? Knight of Cups. Bottom of the deck is the Devil. This individual's habits, their ego, their fears, whatever it is, basically the same things that had chained them back then are the same things that have chained them even now, or like whenever this meeting takes place, right? Now, interestingly, when the meeting is over, when they've come, they will not be able to stop thinking about you. And this is how they're seeing you, the energy of the Queen of Swords, which isn't surprising because, like I said, you will not get emotionally overwhelmed, and that is exactly what's going to show in your demeanor. So when they come back home, they'll feel like you probably did not get affected by their presence at all. It did not matter to you at all. And with the Queen of Swords being present over here, they'll probably feel like you don't have the same kind of emotions for them now as you did back then, and it's probably just them. Because, and listen, there is regret. We have the Fool over here with the Knight of Cups. while you were in front of them, they did not say shit, they did not do anything, they did not say anything. I mean, even if they would speak to you, the Three of Cups over here with the Eight of Wands tells me that it'll be like general chit chat, nothing too special, nothing too extraordinary. But when they come back home, they will have this regret that I should have just gone for it, like I should have said something, I should have done something. In fact, with the energy of the Knight of Cups over here, like I told you, that when they see you in front of them again, all of those past feelings come bubbling up. And with the Knight of Cups over here, I do not see them going back down again that easily. I do feel like, think of it as a state of intoxication. I feel like this person will stay in that intoxicated state where they're just, like marinating in all of these feelings for you that have come back up, and this thought of, I should have said something, I should have done something, and how does she not care about me? How am I the only one that's still carrying feelings? Am I overthinking? They'll basically spiral after this meeting is over. In fact, with the energy of the Fool over here and the Knight of Cups, and especially because at one point I think we did see the King of Cups for you as well, somewhere at the back of your deck. They will keep on recalling the past, and they will keep on recalling all of the incidents where they had the chance to make a move, when they had the chance to say something and they chose not to. So now, years later or months later, whatever this is in your case, when they see you in front of them and when they realize that you do not have feelings for them anymore like you used to, and you're not all over them like you used to, that regret is going to kick in. I'm hearing sink, like it's going to sink in. It'll be a much heavier feeling, and it's something that they'll probably live with. The fact that you went from someone who cared about them so much to someone who does not seem to care about them now at all, that will, I'm hearing broken record. So yeah, like I said, you might come back home from this meeting feeling, well, nothing. They will not be able to snap out of it for a very long time. Alright, group 3. So these are all the messages that I have for you right now. If you would like me to cover your suggestion, drop it in the comments. If you want to book a personal reading with me, if you want to see more readings by me on Instagram, or if you want to check out exclusive readings by me on Patreon, you will find out all those links in the description box. I will see you next time. Bye.